Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Annie. Thank you so much for stopping by. In this video I am sharing a few different Valentine's Day DIY decor ideas, and when it comes to my crafting videos, I am very much quality over quantity, but usually still staying very budget friendly. So most of the items that I'm going to be using here are from the Dollar Tree, so they should be pretty attainable for you guys. And as per usual, I always like to make things that can be very much customized to someone's style. I've got a few other Valentine's Day craft videos. I'll have them linked below in my description box if you're interested. But otherwise, let's jump right into our DIY Valentine's decor crafts. Alright, I am starting off these DIYs with my favorite project, which is a Rose Topiary. So for two of these projects, I'm going to be using these foam roses. However, you can do the same projects using the faux roses that come from the Dollar Tree as well. I really like these foam roses because I think they look really nice and they are a good bang for your buck. You get 25 for 10. So I am using white ones to make my topiary. They also come with some different little leaves to slip on the wire stems if you're interested. I chose to add some to my topiary, and then I got a set of 2 styrofoam balls. I do recall Dollar Tree carrying styrofoam balls. I could not find any at my local store, so I ended up having to get some from Hobby Lobby. So to make this topiary, I am literally just cutting down the wire stems of all these foam roses until they are about 1 to 2 inches long, and using the wire to just stick them into the styrofoam balls. I like the wire stems for pressing them into the styrofoam because you can rearrange them as needed, as opposed to if you glued them, they'd be stuck where they are. So like I said, I also decided to incorporate some of the little leaves in my topiary as well. But if you really wanted to take this project up a notch, I think some faux magnolia leaves tucked in this would look awesome. After I got all my roses arranged how I wanted them into the styrofoam ball, I then went back with my glue gun and glued them down because they were pretty loose. So my process for this was just pulling the flower out, putting a little bit of glue into the hole that was in the styrofoam ball, and then sticking the wire back in. This made them adhere very nicely. I picked up a couple of these galvanized twine vases from the Dollar Tree, and then another piece of styrofoam, some crafting dowels as well. So I am putting some hot glue into the bottom of the vase, followed by some just crumpled up newspaper. And this is just to create some sturdiness. And then on top of the paper, I put some more glue and stuck in my styrofoam piece. So like I showed, I am using these wood dowels at first. However, I'm going to tell you right now, don't waste your time with the wood dowels. I switch it out later for a stick that I found in my yard, and it just took this project up 100 notches, you will see. And then to really support your stick, you're going to put some more hot glue down on top of the styrofoam, and then you're going to wrap around that base with another piece of newspaper. And this is exactly like when Linus puts his blanket around the base of Charlie Brown's sad little tree to stand it up. And then just to cover up that paper and add some more detail, I'm using some of the mossy grass stuff from the Dollar Tree. Alright, and here is what it looked like after I switched out the dowel with the stick. I literally just went into my backyard and picked out a couple sticks that I thought might work. And then because I wanted to make this feel a touch more glam, I am using a small piece of a paper towel and my favorite gold metallic paint to just dab on some gold paint detailing. And then I picked some black and white striped ribbon to tie in a bow around the base. Black and white stripes are classic and timeless, fit with all decor, but of course you could do a red or pink Valentine's ribbon. You can make this topiary as neutral or over the top as you'd like. And then I decided to add in one of these tiny little birds that I got from Joann Fabrics over Christmas. And here's a look at how the topiary turned out. I absolutely love this. I think it is so pretty. It looked like something that cost a lot of money. I styled it on my kitchen island, and I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, moving on to my next project, and I am making a little sign for my tiered tray. So I always keep my eyes peeled for shapes of signs that I think have great DIY potential. I randomly came across this little heart sign, which was begging to be turned into something for Valentine's Day. So I'm going in with my favorite Waverly white chalk paint, as well as my favorite liquid gilding paint, and giving this sign a little painted makeover. So I painted the main little square part of this white and then the heart with the gold paint. So I ended up glittering the sides of this, and I have no idea where the footage went for that. I spent a decent amount of time glittering these sides, so I apologize that I don't have the footage of that, but I used some dark red glitter with some Mod Podge and got a very thick coat of glitter on all 3 of the sides. So since I knew I wanted to put this in my tiered tray, I wanted to do some sort of coffee theme. So I made this little design and printed it out on my Cricut. I'm going to try to link to the SVG file if any of you guys have a Cricut and want to use it. If you don't see it in my description box, just leave me a comment. So what kind of inspired this entire design were these stickers that I had of these tiny little latte cups. I've had these for years and I've hardly used them. So I was like, I really want to put them to use, especially considering they have little heart jewels on them. And then I'm using a wooden heart sticker from the Dollar Tree, and I just layered those onto the gold heart. And here's how my little sign turned out. I decided to style it in my tiered tray with a couple of other items for Valentine's Day. All right, moving on, we are gonna make a couple of rose wreaths. At one point, I could swear the Dollar Tree sold heart-shaped foam wreath forms. However, I could not find any, so I have these glittery foam decor pieces that I just picked up. So I am using these basically as a wreath form. I spray painted them with the hope that I was going to seal in the glitter and give them kind of a solid base color. This did not work. Do not spray paint them. The spray paint started to eat away at the styrofoam and basically just weaken the overall form. And of course the glitter wasn't even locked in, it was still making a mess. So then I went back over on top of it with Mod Podge, which I would recommend to do right from the beginning. You could do Mod Podge or you could paint on top of this with just solid chalk paint. Alright, after all my Mod Podge dried, I was ready to decorate my wreaths. So once again, I am using some more of these foam roses from Amazon with the wire stems. Again, I'm clipping the stems down to about 1 inch so I can stab them into the styrofoam. And I had no idea what I was going to do with this wreath, so I have all these roses and I arranged it around a million different ways to see what I liked. And then I decorated it with a few more accessories from the Dollar Tree. This glittery heart piece is snipped off of a hanging decor piece from the Dollar Tree. And then I have another wood heart ornament from the Dollar Tree with some contact paper on top of it, which also came from the Dollar Tree. Once again, I am rearranging everything a million times to find what aesthetically appeals to me. So since that big glittery heart was so flat compared to the roses, I wanted to prop it up. So I took one of those styrofoam hearts that came on the wreath form, cut it in half and glued it to the bottom, kind of prop up that decorative piece. And then I knew I wanted to put something in the middle of my bow. And once again, I went with another one of these little birds. I just love the kind of romantic vintage vibe they give off. Here's how that wreath turned out. I think I put the decorative heart on the bottom up too high, which makes it look a little squished. But Overall, I think it looks okay. I might try to go back and fix it, we'll see. But here is the other wreath that I made, and I absolutely love this one. I think it is so pretty. It turned out perfect. And moving on to our final project, which is going to be a little heart banner garland. Once again, I am using these little wood ornaments that came from the Dollar Tree, 8 in a pack. So basically I'm just decorating these little ornaments in various ways. So I am using my gilding paint to give one a gilded paint job. So I knew I wanted one of my hearts to be painted with a checker print pattern. So then I am just using a ruler and a pencil to lightly sketch that pattern on there. I am eyeballing it. I did not actually measure it. And then I'm just using a white paint marker to fill in all the little checkers. What actually would have been smarter for me to do is paint the heart white and then paint in the checkers using my gilding paint. I don't know why I did it this way. And then I'm using some more of this beautiful floral contact paper from the Dollar Tree to cover one of the hearts. I just stick it on and then cut around the edges with my X-Acto knife. And then I had just a few different pieces of scrap paper in my collection that I'm using to cover the rest of my hearts. After all my hearts were covered, I went in with a ruler and made marks on the back side for little holes for where the string is going to go through to hang these up. One thing I didn't think fully through is that hearts are top heavy, so you are going to want your little holes below the center point. And then I just took my drill with a very small drill bit and very carefully drilled the holes through. I had my cutting mat beneath me in case I made any mistakes, but the wood is super thin, so it goes very quickly with very little force. And after all my holes were drilled, I just used a simple piece of twine and threaded it through all of the holes. And I cut it to the measurement of the mirror that I knew I wanted to hang it on. And just for an extra little sparkly touch, I decided to add one of these foam stickers to each of the heart's upper corners. I also liked how this created a consistency between all of the different patterns. And here is what the banner turned out like. I'm a huge fan of mixing patterns, and I love all these playful ones mixed together for Valentine's Day. I styled this on my vintage mirror in my entryway, and I brought over my Rose Topiary and I stuck a few of the heart picks in it to make it feel even more whimsical. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below for more DIY home decor projects like this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.